here's the thing. I am not with the teenage angst of it all, the early 20s angst of it all. So that's just where I'm at with it. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Teege. Hi, Nikias. Can you all hear me? Oh God, Hey Teege, happy What We Watch Wednesday.
Happy What We Watch Wednesdays.
Hey man. So you love the finale. I wanted another massacre for a third, fourth, fifth, 16th time. And I did not get a massacre. I got visuals of a massacre, but I just want to jump right into it. I'm really glad we finished this season. One of my favorite seasons of television for an animated series in a very, very long time. And you know, I don't usually divide animation and live action and other forms of art, but finales, the penultimate episode and the former one before that were much better than this one for me. And I have stuck by my guns on this. Invincible is um, another Harry Potter for me. And I'm like, I'm over it. I want the next season. I want Invincible to show me he's him. Enough is enough for me personally. Teej, you loved this last episode, this finale. Talk to us about it.
I really and when I realized they weren't they didn't find them on Earth when they got there. I said I like this better actually because I want to check into the human stakes. For example, when we see Mark talk to what's his name, Cyrus. What's the guy's name? The old guy who runs the CIA type thing,
Cecil.
Cecil. When Mark meets with Cecil, so much has happened that he doesn't even get to talk to him about Conquest and the fact that he knows that Conquest was loose. Like that didn't. So much has happened to Mark since he left Earth that literally did not come up in conversation, and it would have been weird if it did. Like because of what the current threat is, and because things are so up in the air. Like, and so I kind of needed an episode to kind of come back to center, reestablish the stakes on Earth. I did not love I thought that Nolan, I don't know why I would ever think this because Nolan has no shame or no fucking
Hold
shame
on
at all.
now.
He's a
Hold on
horrible
now.
person. But of course, he
Hold
tries to get
on.
his girl back again, which I thought was just utterly disgusting. Uh, and now it looks like we're going back down that road, which I hate. That's what I really hate about the finale. She is letting him back in. She could have easily said, "Look, we can go to space, but don't be trying to touch me and talk to me. You never gonna get this back." And what I really didn't like about this episode that I really loved overall is that we had her break up with her boyfriend off screen. I hate that. I literally thought I missed a scene. I was like, wait, did I press fast forward or something? What do you mean they broke up? Like having them break up off screen, I didn't think was a fair decision, especially when you're doing it because we can all see now that where the story is going is that she's going to get back with this extremely problematic, extremely toxic
TJ.
man that did her all types of wrong and did her son's all type of wrong. By the way, not just harm to her. Maybe she's allowed to get over any harm that's done to her, but you're bringing this man back into the fold when he harmed your children. I didn't like none of that. Other than that, I thought that getting the stakes on Earth. I thought that they handled the abortion thing really well. I really like seeing Eve be thick. That's one of my favorite things. When you run into a woman you ain't seen in a while, she's gained some
Hello?
weight. I like that. I think that we should have more representation of that on TV when see some a little more for that long, and she gained some weight and she looks even sexier. That's a very good thing. That I felt very seen in that
Hello?
moment. And I thought they handled that really well. And I kind of liked that. I really liked the episode because I needed some time to come back to center. And then you ended with this one last confrontation that the stakes are huge, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't even consider or even think about the fact that we're not coming to Earth. We're not gonna get a big fight with the rest of the Viltrumites. The Viltrumites are just gonna be on Earth fucking. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that as setup for season 5. I love that as a
Right,
setup for
right.
100 different reasons. And so, yeah, I thought it was a very successful finale and a good topper to the end of their best season ever and a pretty amazing season. And my excitement for season 5 could not be higher than it is at this moment.
Thank you so much, Jade. Sherrod, welcome. Does anyone else want to chat? because I'm about to go into. I see a new listener as well. Those of you watching at home on YouTube that missed the live show, we're talking Invincible finale chat season 4. If you're not caught up, get caught up. Welcome, Sherrod. Welcome to the stage. Happy We'll Be Watching Wednesday. How did you feel about the finale?
Hey, what's up? What's good? Um, I liked it. After the first season, I went and read the comics, so I know what direction they're headed in and how it's it's gonna get pretty interesting with the Viltrumites on Earth. But I like the point of where they're stopping it, and like you said, I like with so much fighting that we've had this season. I'm glad. I like the way that they ended it in the sense that it's a fight, but it's not a physical fight. Like you can see the internal fight that Mark had to have in order to accept that deal. And um I do appreciate that. Uh yeah, so I mean overall,
Mhm.
I like the whole season. I like the way it ended.
Okay, okay. It sounds like y'all love the way it ended. I enjoy Carnage. My husband Nolan and I,
Shout out to Nolan.
this is part of life for us, right? The carnage is part of life. I'm not moved particularly by Mark's inner struggles. He has 17 episodes of that. And to me, I don't feel like it brought us back to center at all. I know, like, in a way, we are brought back to center because we're back at Earth, like physically back to center, back to our most important relationships surrounding Mark, which I think were well done. Mark's personal trauma, the PTSD, that of it all. I could have done that in the next 2 episodes in season 5. In the finale, I really enjoyed, which is what I thought. I totally predicted that the Viltrumites were not going to come and just fuck everything up on Earth. Everything that we went through these past 2 episodes were very, very, very intense, very long, drawn out, long commutes back and forth for this war. Lots of people died. You lost your home. You're going to be grieving, and you're going to be very meticulous and calculated. Thragg, the way that Thragg was welcoming the coalition of planets and didn't move and just had all of his Viltrumites around him to fight, I knew that we were going to go to Earth and he was just going to be like, we just going to live among you. We're gonna poison your society. We're not gonna make a huge fuss. And the only time that I really enjoyed Mark's inner turmoil was on the other side of Thragg. That felt like carnage. That felt like a fight. That felt exciting. That scene was incredible. And I knew it immediately when Adam Eve was like, oh, just go for a flight. I said, nah, this man is about to see everybody he needs to see, particularly my boy Thragg. Mark is about to see everybody he needs to see on this to really face all his little fears. We here, dog. We have to do what we have to do. And I think that on top of that, Teege talking about Adam Eve is sexy. Conveniently, he just left. But I don't know where that came from. I know I'm a little bit hypocritical here because I can't wait to call Nolan sexy, and Thragg was very sexy too. But I didn't know that we were going down the path of Adam Eve is sexy, and we need to make sure that the thick girls get representation. I think we've had plenty of thick girls.
Wait, is it the mustache that's doing it for you?
Nolan is a beautiful man. Okay, that's my husband.
But you said
So
Thrag too, and they both got that
Thragg is a
caterpillar.
very handsome man. Thragg just isn't refined enough. Um, But again, see now Teege gonna come back in on that. No, let me repeat what I said. Teege coming in
Nah,
here.
I think it's some type of
Te-
70s mustache thing that you may need to examine.
Teege coming in here on a what we watch chat, beautiful what we watch Wednesday, talking about trying to make this feminist representation, body positive for Adam Eve. I hear you. I respect the attempt, but you did not just call Adam Eve sexy on my show on this timeline regarding this finale. That was a little crazy. What I enjoyed about Adam's Eve's episode, like interaction with Mark, was that She didn't say I was pregnant. She didn't say we were going to have a baby. She said I had an abortion. And I think that being her first bit of dialogue and language outside of her mouth when he comes back, that's important. Like, we got straight to the point, we said what needed to be said, and we saw Mark support her in that fully. I also love, because, y'all say y'all like Mark's little internet, we not back to center on nothing. The whole time Mark was trying to make the abortion about him. Sir, this not about you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. No one is talking about you. You were handling your intergalactic war, and I made a decision for my body. Cut the shit. Stop all this crying. Oh, you don't deserve it. You see, men be trying to pull that. I love that scene because men, y'all be trying to pull. I can't. You deserve better. That is ego. That is selfish. Shut the fuck up, Mark. Chill the fuck out and make a fucking decision. Okay, I did what I wanted to, and so that scene ate down because all these I statements that he was saying, cut it out. I have made a decision. I made a decision for us while you were at war for 10 fucking months. For a full term pregnancy, I would have had a little infant right here while you in PTSD mode, right? That wouldn't have worked out. Okay, and so I've made a choice to go through this hell with you. You need to make the same choice. Mr. Everyone should pity me because I'm so sad. And I left my girlfriend here with a pregnancy and she had to make a decision for her body. So I think the finale did that perfectly. Like, it caught exactly what we should do to protect women and support women in the decisions that they make for their bodies. That being said, um on the Debbie Nolan thing, Teege, see your hand up on the Debbie Nolan thing.
Yeah.
Um, like I fucking told y'all, okay, my man deserves some forgiveness. Okay.
Big Nolan.
Not the little one. Okay. The big Nolan, not the little one. Okay. Debbie, you could puff your chest up. You could punch him all you want, Debbie. Okay. Even your ex nigga told you to go back and be where you belong because you really hurt like that. And you really need a nigga like Nolan. Okay. When you Viltrumite adjacent, it's just in you.
Paul wasn't doing
So
what he needed to do
go
anyway.
ahead, Nolan. Who else needs to speak? Go ahead. Welcome to the stage, Sir Lust.
How y'all, the
That
good people, doing tonight?
Good. We're good. We're
was
good.
good.
Teach you next.
I told Teege, Nolan gonna get that old thing back, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. That's it. That's it.
This ridiculous. This is first of all, Monique.
Love conquers all, brother.
This is not
Thank you.
love.
Where is your
This
lack of
this is
forgiveness
not
coming from?
love. You just said about Mark, which I definitely agree with, that Mark was showing ego and selfishness in the way that he dealt with the abortion news. We
That
can
was
say the
not what
same
Nolan
thing
did.
about Nolan. He's been showing nothing but ego and
Yeah, that's
selfishness
true.
the
That's
whole
true.
time. And when you
No,
want to talk
no.
about and to call you out, you sent me a text message while you were watching this episode and said Nolan is a horrible person. Mark, it learned this behavior and he learned it
That's not
from
what I said.
Nolan.
So you can't call me out and say it wrong. I said
Nolan
Nolan. I said, and I quote myself, Nolan is insane. That's what I said.
Nolan is a terrible person, and he taught Mark everything he knows, including how to be toxic towards women. But I agree that that was toxic in the way that he did that. That wasn't good. Okay, that's true. You said Nolan is insane, which he is insane, but he's also toxic and selfish and has a big ego. Uh,
You
I
need
would.
that.
So we saw off Nolan. Nolan tried to be all of a
We are
sudden
not off
now
anything.
we all the way off Nolan. He cannot trick me.
Are you off Nolan like you're off the Rockets?
Yes, we off hoops, we off Nolan, we off all that stuff that brings
Off
negativity into
baseball
our
too.
lives. We off baseball. We off that stuff that brings all the negativity into our lives, including Nolan. I also feel like Cecil still got at least 17 ass whoopings that he needs to come his way. And Mark wasn't in a place
Agree.
where he could do that this episode because he's dealing with PTSD, which I thought they did a very good job of showing the PTSD. And I really liked the way that they did the animation when he was having these moments where it was like a shaky cam in the animation, so you could tell it was like the PTSD and it wasn't real. But then when he first sees Thragg, they animated the same way. So at first you think that that is like trick you. Like at first you think like, oh, this is just another vision that he's had, another
Brother was doing
PTSD
jokes.
episode. That was fire the way that they did that. It
Yep,
is
they
just an
cooked. They cooked.
incredible, incredible touch. Dealing with mental health or dealing with something like PTSD is not the easiest thing, especially in a cartoon, especially in an animated cartoon about basically Mark fighting the whole universe. But that was incredibly well done, and I really appreciate it. And you saw plenty of carnage in your finale because you saw basically every major character in the show get ripped apart by Thragg because Mark saw it.
I acknowledge that, but it was hypothetical and only happening in Mark's brain. I want to say something real quick, and then Ava, you're next. Is it Avo? Avo? Ava? Am I
It's
saying that right?
Avo. It's
Ava.
Avo.
I'm getting
Yeah.
it right. Okay, let me
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
second
yeah,
guessing
yeah, yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Real quick. I don't want to sound insensitive to PTSD, and I recognize that I might have. I think that that was done beautifully. My beef personally is with Mark himself. And I've said this before, so I'm not even, this is not even news. This is not the first time. Happy what we watched Wednesday. Welcome to our Invincible finale chat. This is not the first time I have compared Invincible and felt the same way that many, many, many people feel about Harry Potter. You're him. You're the chosen one. It is what it is. Your name is Invincible. I understand that you've been through a lot. The smartest thing that Mark said in this entire show was, "Hey Cecil, I need help." Teege, I fully agree with you that that should have come with a couple ass whoopings. And I didn't like how they tried to give Cecil some dialogue to check Nolan, but you need to die 2,347 times. Da, da, da. Anyways,
I
anyways,
like
Cecil,
that Cecil checked Nolan like that.
I don't like that.
Nolan
No,
got checked by the costume dude. He got checked
How
by
you let a
Cecil.
bald man check you?
no, that
Good. That's what
the
he
co-
deserved.
the costume dude cooked that was not, I would never reduce him to that. What's his name? Like I forget his name.
Art. I think his name's
Yes,
Art.
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 Thank you.
Yep. Art.
Of
Yep.
course, yes, that creates the art. But I didn't like the Cecil thing. Thank you so much for bringing up that Cecil needs an ass whooping. Cecil is low key the reason why Mark wasn't him the way he needed to be him in this war. Because why did we let Conquest do that? Why did we put Conquest away? And why didn't you track Conquest in every second? The second that Conquest moved a fucking vein in a pinky nail, you should have had some stuff, tracking Conquest. But he just escaped your stuff and cooked Mark. And now we dealing with Mark's depression and issues when he really just need to get it together. And then he has his little ego trips. Didn't like that. I could have done that, episode 1, season 5, episode 2, go through your little turmoil. He needs to be more
Mental
like
health
his
is real, Monique. You can't
he
just
needs to be
have
more
it
like his
when it's
father. He
convenient
needs to
for
be more like his
you.
father.
It can't just be when it's convenient for you. Mark is going through something. We need to support my
Mark
son
has
Mark
been
during these trying times.
how many times do we have to go through this with Mark? Mark, we have the same conversation 15 times a season with you.
You didn't
Mark.
even peep that Mark is getting stronger because when he punched Thragg this
Hmm.
time, it didn't hurt his hand. You didn't even peep. You didn't even do the science. My
Mark,
son Mark is
no,
getting
you're proving
stronger.
my point. You're proving my point. Mark, you're him. Mark, we get it.
No, he's not him
You have
yet.
to make
Thragg
big
is him. It's
He's a
clear
hybrid.
that Thragg is him.
Mark, you
Right
have to
now,
make
Thragg is him.
Mark, you're 21, okay? You have to make big boy decisions. We've been going through this for about 7 years now. Okay.
He's still a
Get
baby Viltrumite, though.
get the get the help that you need. Okay, and let's figure it out. Again, I love the animation. I'm not insensitive to the PTSD of it all. That's beautifully done. Mark, enough. We get it. You've been killed like 17 times now, almost. I think you need to Nolan this up. Anyways, Ava, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, you got to realize that Mark has never faced someone like Thrag before. He hasn't. So basically, at the end of the previous episode, not the finale, when he asked his father, "How do we beat them?" The look in his eyes goes to show you that he knew he was cooked. He knew right then and there he was cooked. So I get it. And seeing your brother get chopped off, then seeing your father getting brutalized to the point where he thinks his father is dead and there's nothing he can when he ran not ran in space but he tried to fly away, that fear in his eyes, I knew from that moment on that he was going to be thinking about this in this next episode. So that's my first thought. I do want to go out and say this because I had a conversation with a couple people. I was on a plane today, coming back from Hawaii, and we were talking about Invincible. It was so dope. The person I was sitting next to was watching Invincible with me, and we had a conversation about it. And he said that Invincible, right now, in their opinion, is the greatest animated show of all time, and potentially top five greatest shows of all time. My question is, do you guys believe that?
Oh my
First of
god.
Believe the
all,
hype.
thank you so much for sharing that. Happy What We Watch Wednesday. This is the space to have these conversations on the airplane. Invite people over when you're talking amongst your friends or at the airport, on the bus, anywhere. Like tell people to join what we watch. It's really fun. It's really great. This is a space that we need. We have all the book clubs in the world. We have all the clubs for specific artists in the industry, but we don't have these amazing movie clubs outside of what we watch, and that's really easily accessible for everyone. So I'm so glad you brought that up, Avo. I recently said before we started, before everyone kind of came in, I said that this is my favorite, one of my favorite animated shows of all time. And I usually don't like to say animated and divide that as an art form because I do think so. I love that the person also said maybe top five of all time. My favorite animation ever is between BoJack and Archer, but there's such different episodes. I cannot, or, excuse me, different shows. I cannot understate how powerful Invincible has been. Today, I'm a little bit upset with Mark, and I don't know why y'all got so much protection for Mark. I'm glad that y'all are so pro Mark this episode.
Protect
I'm
Mark
s-
at all costs.
I'm sick of it. No, that wasn't your bag before. But I love that all of a sudden today, after this finale, everyone's like, actually, yeah, Mark, we feel you. I guess you find it endearing now that he has so many feelings to deal with. I'm gonna
I
stand
always
on what
found
I'm
that endearing.
saying. I'm gonna stand on what I'm saying. Mark, please. Okay? This is why your dad beat you up. Okay?
This
Because
is
we've
crazy.
got things to do, Mark. Okay? Let enough. Okay, but go ahead. What do you think, Teege, about the comment of this show as a whole, especially after this last season?
Well, first of all, that's not why his dad beat him up. His dad beat him up because he refused to conquer Earth. Please, let's not whitewash
He
history
was he
now
was
that
he was
Nolan is back
Nolan
making
was making
excuses
his
for his
son
past
stronger, and
behavior.
clearly we're gonna need
Uh,
some more beat ups.
Second of all, yeah, I definitely think this is amongst my favorite animated shows. I think I have to see the end of it to say something like it's the best ever, but I would have Archer way up there. I would have BoJack way up there. There are a couple of the shows I watched as a kid, the animated shows that are way up there for me. But this is, I mean, this is definitely rightfully compared to anything. I think this is the best show on TV right now. And that's not just animated shows. That's all the shows, and I think that we're in an incredibly good TV moment right now. So it's not like there's no competition out there. There's some very good shows on TV right now. But
Yep.
this is their best season. They really haven't had a
Okay.
bad season.
Right.
But this is their best season in my opinion. And the what watching everything we had to watch before to get to here was one fun in and of itself, but also two just makes this season so much more special. So I definitely think that it belongs in any conversations that people want to put Invincible in.
Agreed.
It belongs there because it's that good, and I'm just so happy to know that they have already started on the fifth season. They've already got voice work done,
Yep.
and we'll be top of the year
We'll be cooking.
2027.
We'll be
We'll be
cooking. We
cooking. I
won't.
can't wait.
I'm glad the industry is surviving in the best ways that it can. Animation is very, very difficult. And this is not a slight. This is actually supporting. I'm not shocked that this writing is so beautiful. It's originally a comic book, right? So we're really just adapting an already extremely successful, beautiful, really kind of fucked up and sick story, right? Like we're talking colonialism, intergalactic wars, abortion, losing family, PTSD, stress, the pressures and anxiety of, dealing with power and having to make difficult decisions like, do I fight back on this insidious, poisonous Thragg plan? Or do I like and risk so many deaths, billions of people dying, or do I just quietly allow this poison to happen over the next few years? Personally, those both of those things are going to bring me trauma. Um, and we could have started with Mark's trauma there. But I get it, Mark. You're stressed. Let's get some therapy. And let's prepare for battle. Okay. This has been true for many a year now, many a season. Matt, welcome to the stage. Happy What We Watch Wednesday. How are you feeling about the show and this finale?
Oh, I love the show. I just to kind of piggyback off of what he said. Yeah, this is by far the best season, which is kind of ironic because it houses, I guess, the top three rated episodes and probably the worst episode of the series in the same season. But I
Which
gotta
was
agree.
so good, by the way.
It's
Why
not
did
it was a
y'all
good
hate the
episode.
Satan episode?
I think it was because it was misplaced. Because at that point, you feel like the whole season is dedicated to, like you said, it was building up to the Viltrumite War, and that episode kind of felt, I guess, misplaced.
It was
You know,
so
for some,
good.
but it was still good and it's all right. It's like if that's the show's worst
So good.
episode, then you
Yeah,
got a pretty damn good show. Like,
exactly, Matt.
it,
Point, May. Say that one more time, Matt.
yeah, if that's your worst episode, then you got a pretty damn good show. So it's like, yeah, because I was trying to go back because I finished the episode about an hour and a half ago, and I was somebody like put on my timeline it's like is has Invincible had a bad season? And I was like, the worst thing I can think of is season two, and that may be only because we had to wait for so damn long to get season two, and that yeah, so that probably is the worst thing I can think of when it comes to the show. Like, and
Yeah,
as
and that's
far as
business. Right.
yeah, like as far as like adult animated cartoons, like yeah, it's the best one. And I'm thinking just in general, like you said, in cartoons in general, it's probably it's up there. It's put itself up there because, like I said, it hasn't had a bad season. And I think the best thing about it is the storylines have kind of just we knew we were going to get to this point, but the storylines in between have kind of you know seamlessly gone along with the to get to this point with the Viltrumite War. And we like I said, uh
Yeah.
I can't wait for season five. Like already, I'm just kind of like, damn, when are we gonna get that now? Because
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And before
and
we close out, I oh go ahead, sorry.
oh, and my last thing was you gotta give Mark some a little bit of grace. Like
Do I?
he just went through war and he come back and he found out his girlfriend had aborted a baby. He wasn't there.
And he made it about himself.
I mean, he's got so much on his plate, and I understand.
Mhm.
Like I can't be mad at the man because there's just so much you got to deal with. Then now his biggest problem is living amongst him, and it's like shit. Like damn, I got more stress to deal with. Like this shit ain't over.
Yeah,
I destroyed your planet, and this is by no means over
fine. I'll give. I'll get. Okay, this is why we have these chats. I have 15% grace for Mark. Okay,
Um, I,
fine.
so I don't mean to cut you off because I feel like Mark actually does deserve a little smoke. I'm listening
Thank
to
you so
what
much, Avery.
everyone's saying, and I really believe Mark does deserve a little smoke. And the reason being is, he's he's the title character, so it's going to fall on him regardless. It's his show. At the end of the day, we're that's just how it is. It is what it is. It comes with the territory, boss man. So it's not called Immortal. It's not called Omni Man. It's called Invincible. So just accept it. But I
Thank
think for
you.
for me, what pissed me off about, I mean, I love the episode. I gave it a 9.7. Would have been a 10, but seeing Mark and Cecil interact with each other, knowing knowing that he fought and killed Conquest.
right.
After
Yeah, I felt that.
that pissed me off because it's like, dude, you should have checked him right then and there. I
Right
know
then
you
and
got
there.
on the PTSD and all that stuff, but nah, man, you got to get that off
Yes.
your chest right now because,
Thank you,
bro, I
Avery.
almost died. I was in a coma of, I don't even, how long was it? 3 to 4 months
Mm,
they were out. And in
mhm.
that time period, the war was raging on, and they could have done something to prevent further bloodshed.
Thank
But
you,
they
Avery.
had to deal with conquest first. And Oliver, yeah,
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
got the bond with his father. So I mean, I guess that's a takeaway, a
Right.
positive takeaway. But overall,
Right.
nah, bro, I need answers, or you gonna catch
Yeah,
these hands.
I'm so thankful. Before we close, I'm so thankful you said that. Thank you. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard the man. Okay. Well said, Avo. Okay. Y'all have convinced me. This is why we have these chats. We get to have new perspectives. We get to hear each other speak about what they took away from the episode. It's so beautiful how we all like take different things from these amazing TV shows. We love film and television. I think what's so cool about Invincible is that and our chats on what we watch, it's so easy to comic book bro this, and that's not shade. I'm a comic book bro. I have all the Invincible. They're in my bookshelf. It's so easy to comic book. I know what's going on, and we have just never had that. We have been talking about this show for years now, and the amount of respect and just fun that is maintained in these spaces is just so incredible. Thank you so much. I do always encourage reading. Please read books, but this is what we watch. This is not what we read quite yet, and so I'm just glad that we understand that this is the adaptation of the books that we are watching, and we fully immerse ourselves in the conversation surrounding that. So that's really fucking cool. Before we close out, I need to know your theories, specifically about the Viltrumites. This is the best season because of the last two episodes. Thank you, all of the carnage. Ava, thank you again. I would have loved at least a little yoke up. Like yoke this nigga up, Mark. Yoke Cecil up real quick. One time. Just one time. Like nigga, out of them 10 months, I was down for 3, 4 of them. And I woke up looking like a Latino. Okay. Like that's a conversation that should have been had because he looked crazy as hell. No shit. He looked crazy as hell. I know you were, repairing your intestines. So how much better could you have looked? I think theoretically, what I feel like is going to happen next is we're going to have like a counter intelligence, counterintuitive, counter sort of like insidious way to like find people. And I hope it blows up. Again, comic book bros, we get it. We know that this is just kind of like, oh man, we're gonna rebuild our bloodline. But I would like some of the show to kind of entertain Mark's PTSD in a way that's like, let's try to get back at them, or like at least constantly track them the entire time, and maybe like hire CIA agents to like get back one on them without them knowing. So I'm looking forward to that in season 5. But given the pace and the stories of the comic books, it looks like we're gonna have a lot of fun in season 5. Teege, what do you think is gonna happen with these Viltrumites? And was I the only one that got a little sad that Thragg said you'll never hear from me again? I want to hear from Thragg again.
No, I didn't fucking get sad that he said that. Thragg is
No,
awful. Mark would be lucky to never hear from him again. Uh,
Unfortunately, he is. So
I love
yeah, of
Thragg.
course he's gonna hear from him again. Uh, I think that there's gonna be a lot of fucking happening. That's my prediction. The Viltrumites are on Earth. They about to shoot up the clubs. They're not gonna be pulling out. They're
Teacher,
not gonna wear condoms. They
teacher.
are there to fuck. What do you say? 37 of them, and some men, some women. They all gonna be fucking.
Kregg already
That's
started, man.
that's what's gonna happen.
I love that.
Even Thragg might get a little action. He wasn't on Earth amongst the humans, but you can see, oh
I'm
boy, with the
available.
with the one eye, the dude with the one eye, he was already in his bag. Like he was already
Mhm,
on the
smoking
O. So yeah,
cigarettes.
so you could tell he in
I
his
need
bag.
to.
Anissa seemed annoyed with the men of Earth though, so maybe she's got to find the right person, or maybe she's gonna find Viltrumite to love. But we don't
She's gonna
know.
be the leader of the Me Too movement in this situation, in this universe.
They better not
She
listen. They shouldn't be testing anybody, but if you're gonna don't, they better not test that one. Boy, it's gonna be some smoke in the city. You try it on Nisa. Let her live.
Oh man. Yeah, they are gonna be fucking. Of course you would predict that. And you're 100% correct. It's 37 of them now. By the time we see them again, it's gonna be 2,000 of
You see how Mark got straight to when he saw how thick Eve
them.
was. You saw what the next cut was. That
Okay.
when you are gonna see a woman and she got an extra 15 to 20 pounds on her that you didn't even know about, that is
TJ,
a
we're back at
blessing
this?
from God.
We're
Even the
No,
back at this,
I
TJ?
Viltrumites can't
felt so
ignore the
seen in
thickness.
that. Thank God for thick Eve.
We're back at this, Teach?
Sometimes you don't know, Monique. Sometimes if you haven't seen them in a while, you don't know. She said, I haven't been taking care of myself. It looks like you have, man. You look great.
Mhm. Are you saying, I just want to be clear, are you saying that Adam Eve is sexy to you? Is that what you're saying?
I did not think that. I compared this to when I saw Ocean's 8, and I was like, everybody loves Anne Hathaway. I think she's a pretty woman, not my type necessarily. Man, I saw Ocean's 8 when she was coming off being pregnant. I said, "Oh my lord!" I finally see what people see. So we all
Okay.
have our types, and I would just say that she's more in the line with my type. Thick Eve is definitely more
Okay.
my type than regular Eve. That's
She's
all I'm saying.
shifted on the spectrum of your type. Okay.
That's a great way of putting it. Yes, I saw something I didn't see in Eve before in this episode. So shout out to Eve.
I appreciate you saying that. You're a fucking sicko. Yeah. Matt, next. What do you think? Yeah.
I don't know how to follow that, but hey, he got points. Points were made, so I can't be
If you simply don't say that Adam Eve has become sexier to you, you're good.
mad.
Uh,
Body
um,
positivity is good.
uh, uh, theories for next season. I think the biggest one I had, because this one was kind of in the back of my mind the whole season after it happened, is I feel like Robot and Monster Girl are going to play a big
yes.
part in, how to get rid of the Viltrumites and whatnot. I'm also interested because you see what happened to Nolan when he was on Earth. Even though he kind of at the end when he originally left, he went back to his Viltrumite ways, but Earth kind of softened him. I'm kind of
Mhm.
interested to see how they're all trying to live among us. Can you adapt? And if you adapt for too long, you'll start to low key forget who you are. So I want to see if the Viltrumites go through that kind of process when they're living on Earth trying to knock up all our women and stuff. So
Hey,
um
I might, if anyone is susceptible to Viltrumite horniness, it's definitely going to be me. Okay. Yeah. Now, I could be convinced. They just got that energy about them. They're like a New York nigga plus, like, let me not, because now we're gonna talk about bad
What?
talk.
What is
Anyways,
happening?
okay. Anyways, lost my train of thought there. What I do want to say though, am I the only one? Okay, Thragg. If we just like reframe our brains a little bit, Mark, let's work with me, Mark. Mark needs to come talk to me and my therapist. He just needs to join me because enough. Okay, we get it. We get it. Tighten up, sweets. Um, Mark just really heard Thragg say that there's going to be more of him. I think this is an ego thing. Mark, you shook this. You're not going to be the only one no more, my boy. You're not going to be the only one no more. There's going to be a lot of you. How you feel? Them your people. Honestly, if I'm Mark, I just heard you say it's gonna be more of me. Okay, so I'm not gonna be the special one anymore. I'm gonna turn all of them against y'all Viltrumites. We gonna fuck all of y'all up. Go ahead. Have all the children, have all the marks you want. I am the blueprint. You couldn't make you trying to make another me now. Let's see. They all gonna be working for me. They all gonna be working with me because we have more in common than y'all pure bloods. Okay. So we're the little muggles of the situation. What is it, muggles? Is it mudbloods? Whatever.
Half blood.
Muggles? Half
That's a
bloods. There you go.
slur. Do not use that.
Oh, sorry. Well, I did. Was I the like when I heard Thragg say that? I was like, oh, Mark, there's gonna be more of you. But he was going through whatever he's going through. Ava, what are you thinking as we close this out for the
So
next
I got a
season?
couple things on my mind. Matt, you hit the nail on the head with Monster Girl and Robot, just based on the fact they were trying to do that transdimensional portal.
Right.
So
Hmm.
it go is it's foreshadowing that they're trying their very best to bring them back. So I respect that. Also, real quick, Teege, stand on business. Thick Eve is amazing. Love that woman. I don't care. Live your life. Because I respect it, big dog. I respect it. Now,
Ava, I had you out with. You had me in the first half, Ava. You had me in
yeah, it's more. But you know what? I will say, Tease, you are old, by the way, because I don't. You're like the oldest person ever to say there's going to be some smoke in the city. But that's neither here nor there. OG, triple OG. But I also think that they're gonna Angstrom Levy is going to make an appearance in season 5.
Oh,
Um,
thank God.
I'm not
Hmm.
sure if he is going to be in that same, I guess, that transdimensional thing with a Monster Girl
I
and
would love
Robot.
that because that's
Yeah,
his
but
power,
that's
right?
yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking that could potentially be the way that they return. But based on just what I've seen in the last, 10 minutes of the episode, seeing the Viltrumites, basically get involved with the human population stuff, you can see that General Krieg he's ready. He's ready. He it's
Yeah.
been a while. Homeboy is smoking that backwood. He is ready to go. Anissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it in her eyes
Yep.
that she's not happy. She is not happy
Yeah.
with
This
she's not gonna say no to Grand Regent Thragg. She's not, but she's
this
gonna
this
live
may
her
not
life.
go how Thragg thinks,
No,
because
no, no,
if you
not with her.
using your powers like this, you're gonna be on the news. You're gonna be on Channel 5 News
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
tomorrow,
oh yeah. He's gonna be in them.
and
She's
we're
gonna
gonna
be in
have a
them
lot of
files.
conversations
She's
about
gonna be
what's
in them
going on.
files.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Lucan, he's gonna, he's gonna host Family Feud. So it's like,
He
we
definitely
got,
looked like Steve Harvey. Yeah, somebody
he's gonna,
needed to say it.
you know.
Now,
But
now, hosting a game show will get you a lot more bitches. It's true.
oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's ready. Survey said.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much. I'm really excited. Next week for what we
Wait, can
watch
I
Wednesday,
say one more thing before you close, Mom?
I'm terrified. Yes.
No, nothing about Vicky. Trust to her. One, I'm thinking about what might change in the position of the other Viltrumites when they get on Earth and start living amongst the humans. These are conquerors. They don't go and live amongst the people of the population, and that is kind of what separates Mark from a Nolan, who Mark literally grew up on Earth. And so that kind of dynamic playing out, and whether there would be people that would be opposed to Thragg when Thragg finally is like, all right, now we got to set it on these niggas. And also, two, I also wonder if this will, like y'all said, Anissa might not necessarily be down for this plan. And if she has anger at Thragg, are there going to be any of the other Viltrumites that start to go against Thragg? And so when the big fight happens, maybe a couple of our other Viltrumites are actually
Mm-hmm.
playing for the other team. And I just love that they get a whole season to play
So
with that
true.
stuff. And I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with it.
You get some of that good. Humans were very, very flawed, but you get some of that good. You might switch teams. You might have something to say. You might rethink a couple of things. It took Nolan about 75 years, but maybe these will be a little bit different. You just never know. We have this kind of thing, this kind of hedonistic pleasure thing, and when we prioritize that, people be like, oh.
Man, Debbie got that snappy nappy dugout, so
You
I
know,
get
you
it.
know what I'm
Oh
I
my
saying?
get
God.
She got that.
Oh
She
wow.
got that gorilla grip. You know what I'm saying? That's universal. That's
I
he
get it.
he
I get it.
he been
It
around the
changes people.
universes. Okay,
It
he's been
changes people.
around. He's been around the coalition of planets. He came back to Debbie. Okay, have some respect for my girl. I can't believe we've devolved to this. Thank you so much. Happy What We Watch Wednesday. Mental health matters, but Mark, please get your shit together, bro. Enough.